Hey guys, it's me, Cupid. I have schizophrenia. Today I want to tell other people, I'm going to start telling other people's stories, and today I have a story from a girl named Autumn, and I wanted to read off what she had written for me to tell her story. So, hi, my name is Autumn, and I have schizo-affective disorder, which means I struggle with hallucinations and delusions. I mainly struggle with constant audio hallucinations, which will not go away even medicated. But when I have an episode, I also experience tactile and visual hallucination as well as audio hallucinations. My story with schizo-affective, to me, is a learning and growing experience. I've become a stronger person since being finally diagnosed and doing research and connecting with others like me. When I was around 15 years old, I was being abused by my stepdad. My mother knew everything going on, however, she did nothing about it. This is when I first experienced them, or the voices. Now, some may think that it could have just been my own internal monologue, like how you talk to yourself, but somehow I knew it seemed off. During this time, I was terrified to tell my parents, considering the circumstances, so I kept it to myself, fearing that they would beat me. Months and months passed, and I kept hearing them. It was becoming hard to concentrate on school, and they were starting to get aggressive, saying things like, "You're useless. He beats you because you are worthless." So I turned to self-harm. I would cut all over my arms and stomach and legs. My parents finally found them and got very upset with me. He tied me down to a chair and poured paint thinner over my cuts. Remember, during all of this, the voices were saying something like, "You deserve this." A few years passed, and around 17 years old or so, I remember laying in bed while my mom was getting ready for work that night, and almost all at once was getting bombarded with them, saying things and making me very paranoid. This was my first experience with paranoia. It was terrifying. It was like being stuck in a dark room and not being able to see what was around you. At this point in my life, I had no idea what was going on or how to deal with this. This was also when I had my very first episode. Things got a lot worse in a span of just a few minutes. I was having hallucinations on blood on the walls and on my hands, and I was having a burning sensation on my arm. You could say I had lost my mind at that point. I was screaming and crying and beating my head on the floor enough to give me a concussion, just to try and get them to stop. I'm going to tell you, I've been there too, so I understand. Beating yourself to death seems like the best way to deal with it sometimes. I was taken to the ER where the psych nurse had tried to talk to me, but I was still hallucinating. I have no idea what she said. They then prescribed me medications for my hallucinations, which just made things worse and worse. I was out of school for about 2 to 3 weeks because I was so paranoid and so scared of everything around me. "They are going to get you if you step outside this room. Be quiet, they are going to hurt you." Finally, after I went and saw a psychiatrist and got on some good medications, it helped, but not for too long. Fast forward a year or so later, been on medications and had everything under control for a short while. I went to college out of town. I had gained so much weight from this medications, I was severely overweight and very depressed. I'd also been self-conscious, but never this bad. So I went to see a counselor whom I saw once a week. After a while, I started hearing them more and more again, making me very paranoid again. I had called my mom and my roommate, who kept an eye on me for a while till I could see my counselor. But I ended up having my second episode in front of her. I almost jumped out of a four-story dorm building before I was taken to see my counselor, who then told me that if it would be a good idea to be hospitalized. I was scared at first. I am a very shy person and very introverted by nature. Very hard for me to make friends. But when I got hospitalized, I made quite a few new friends who I still keep in contact with to this day. I met with a very good psych doctor who helped me get back on the right medications for everything. I was there for a whole month at this facility. No phone, no social media, nothing. But when I got out, I was probably I was probably the happiest I had been in a while. Currently, I am happy. I still deal with constant audio hallucinations, the occasional episode now and again, and I do work. I work in healthcare as a CNA. I'm on the right meds, and I have found peace with people that I have connected with, as well as the plethora of support that I have in my life. It is possible to function for some, and for some it is not. And there's a lot of stigma that comes with this disorder. It is not me, it is a part of me. It is who I am. I have finally accepted that after almost 7 years of being diagnosed. I have been self-harm free for over 8 years now. I now have flowers tattooed all over my scars representing my growth as a person and how far I have come. That is an amazing story. I would definitely love to hear more about your story as well at some point. I have tattoos covering my scars too. I have scars up and down this arm especially, but at both of my arms. This one's really bad. I don't know if the camera can even grab it, but there's one that I slit down the vein, so that's a really bad one. And then I have like this guy, and I have little like big ones, little ones all over my arm. So I do understand where you're coming with the self-harm. It is a scary thing to deal with. I don't know what else to say about that. I definitely appreciate you telling your story, and it is an amazing story. I can't believe the things that you had to deal with, and that is intense. I'm sorry for the things you had to go through, but I hope that everything is now in a great place, and I hope that you can use those stories as something to help other people, even outside of what you already are doing. So anyways, I'm going to leave the video at that for today. If anyone would like to tell their story, if you guys want to give me even just like a story of a certain event, or a story about how you got diagnosed, or even how things are doing right now, any kind of story that you want to give me, I would love to hear it. And I'm sure that my fans would love to hear it as well. And I would love to tell your story on my YouTube channel. You can either write to me. So I have Cupid on my, or I have my Instagram on my Instagram handle on my bio on YouTube. So you can either contact me that way, or you can contact me if you found me in another way, on Facebook, whatever, however you guys have been able to get a hold of me in the past, or have found these videos somehow. You can contact me through those options. Send me your story in writing, or you can send me a video of you talking about your story. Either way is up to you. I don't mind. I can do people anonymously as well. I don't have to say your name. So if you are wanting your story to be told, but you don't want your name out there, I can understand that, and I will be willing to talk anonymously for you. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. It's a lot later today that I'm doing my video than normal, so it's not as bright in my room, so hopefully you guys can see me. I think you can. Have a beautiful day, you guys. Stay wonderful, stay beautiful, stay amazing, stay awesome, stay unique. Stay you, and above all else, you guys love yourselves. Peace and love.